afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our weekly let me start over. Food freedom confidence discussion. Today is a really good discussion. It was actually inspired by some of our clients in our conversations that we've had with in our inner circle, and we wanted to share some insights on getting in control with food. So Sierra is going to be hopping on here in a second. I will invite her in. I'm going to go ahead and get started. So if you are new to the group, say hello. If you are watching, say hello. We would love to. We want to try to adjust these lives and conversations to be more interactive. I would love to hear from you of like what really gets you to watch these lives. Is it the tips? Is it the conversation? Is it learning more about the inner workings of what's going on with your relationship with food? Hey, Ricky, good to see you. So we just wanted to, today is going to be a little bit more of a discussion of, if you don't get your eating under control now, you're going to hate yourself later. And we're going to tell you why. So, hi, Sierra. Good to see you. Can you hear me okay?
Yep, sure can.
Good. All right. So before we get started, I'm just going to introduce me and Sierra. We are the coaches of this group. We are eating psychology coaches. Sierra is a we're mind body nutrition coaches. Sierra is a diet recovery coach. I'm a yoga instructor and a meditation teacher. And so our approach to food is very holistic. We look at the nutrition. Also, we look at you as the eater. All of these are very, very important. Because we're not just physical people, right? We're emotional, spiritual, mental people. There's a lot to us and a lot with our relationship with food. So we definitely address the nutrition, and we also address the inner workings, the beliefs, the mindset, everything along those lines. Because we often hear, like, if I could just change my mind around food. And yeah, we can change our mind around food, and also we get to change our relationship with food and how we interact with food, and that's going to have a big part in our relationship with food. So I'm going to ask you a question, Sierra, and you can kind of start and diving in a little bit. Now, like the most common thing that we hear when people say they want to be in control, so what will happen if they do not get their food under control?
So I feel like if you're in this place of feeling totally out of control with food and you don't take actions, maybe you don't know what to do, or you keep doing the same thing over and over to try to get back into control, which like I know for me, when I was like feeling really out of control, what I would do is I'd try to go on a cleanse, or I'd be like, okay, well, I just need to cut out sugar. Or all right, well, I really need to buckle down. Like I need to do a new program. Like I would feel like so out of control. Like I just need to do something that's really structured and really strict so I can really like get my control back. And that's actually probably the number one myth on getting control around food, is thinking that you need to like get back in control, right? Because what happens is, I think I talked about this in a post recently, but so I want you to think about your control and relationship with food in an example of a bow and arrow. Okay, so if you want that bow and arrow to go really far, you have to pull it back really, really tight and really, really far to let it go, right? So I want you to think about that with food and control. Okay, the tighter and the more intensely you try to control your food, you try to control your portions, you try to control your calories, you try to control eating sugar, you're really, really, really trying to control yourself, and then you slip up, you have a cookie, you let go for just a second, that bow and arrow flies really, really far. That's what happens with food, right? The tighter you try to control, the more out of control you're going to be with food. The more you're going to binge, the more you're going to emotionally eat, the more that you're going to feel crazy in your mind around food because you're trying to control so tightly. So I think that's probably the biggest things the number one thing that we hear that actually kind of feels opposite is actually when you're trying to get back in control, it's not about tightening up. and being really crazy and in control. We have a method, we have our step-by-step process, like we have our Empowered Eating Inner Circle course that literally teaches you how to be more in control around food without doing the same thing that you've been doing over and over and over and over and over.
And everyone has a different definition. That was so good, by the way. Everyone has a little bit of a different definition of being in control, but often what I hear is being in control means there's no guilt and shame around food. That's what people have told me. Not trying to limit what you consume or micromanage your choices. Not worrying or overthinking everything that you put in your mouth. See here, I'm reading from one of our members, tuning into what my body wants and needs just because. Being able to listen to my hunger cues, my fullness cues. All of these are ways that make us feel in control. So what Sierra was saying about restricting and really getting like more tight with our structure is actually making us feel out of control. And so what would happen if like this doesn't get addressed? Like what are people gonna continue to deal with if they don't work on healing their relationship with food or working in the way that with our method, I would say, in getting in control?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to keep feeling frustrated. You're going to keep feeling overwhelmed, confused, stuck. Your weight might go up and down a lot. You might gain weight, lose weight, gain weight. You're going to be stuck on that yo-yo cycle. You might your health might be, it might be impacted because your metabolism is not efficient because it's so stressed out. You're going to be kind of stuck in this soul sucking cycle.
Yeah, and I have a question of like what stops us from being in control, and the number one thing is like the buried beliefs that you don't know you have. Right? We have so many programs and beliefs about food, and those, if we don't start addressing them and working through them, and this is what me and Sierra are really good at, is pinpointing these hidden beliefs that are hiding underneath every decision that you make around food, then you are going to continue to be in the same pattern. And when we start to break those beliefs, then things begin to change. And I have a client of ours said, Shali, she goes, about our course, from dismantling beliefs that I didn't even realize were there to overcoming fears that held me back to teaching me how to finally have a truly healthy relationship with food as well as my body. These lovely ladies have changed my life. So it's not really about me or Sierra, but it's about she found beliefs that she had no idea, which were causing her to stay in this cycle and this conflict with food, And so, Sierra, what would happen when you do get in control of food?
Yeah, I have a testimonial from Cass right here pulled up. She's one of our clients, and she says, within just a few weeks of joining the Empowered Eating Inner Circle, I noticed changes happening, shifts in my thought patterns and behaviors. My mindless and stress eating has reduced from nearly every day to only once or twice a month. I now eat whatever foods I feel like, unrestricted and at peace. I care less of others' opinions. And she's like, I'm 37 years old and I'm finally working towards inner peace.
Mm.
I'm learning my body and listen to it, and it feels natural. Right. And I think the fact I've been so open and honest with what's been going on, my battles, has enabled me to progress quickly. So, I mean, that's a beautiful insight of like that's what can happen when we start to trust, when we can do it something different. We can't keep going back to like trying to control ourselves and trying to, with sugar and try to restrict. Like it just doesn't work. And that's why we do have a method that works.
Mm-hmm. Also, what I was thinking is, what was I thinking? Oh, like what is the cost? So there's always a reward and cost. And like a lot of the times we stay in the same place. Like what is the cost for not working on finding I'm going to say a healthy way to be in control with food. What is the cost of that?
Pure peace. It's costing you, I want to say it's costing you your life that you want it, your life that you want it to be, and that you know that you can be. It's costing you your inner peace and your inner happiness. It's costing you confidence by constantly obsessing about some of these things and being in control. It's really costing you a lot. And so it's like, we have people that are like, I don't even know what my life would be if I wasn't focusing on dieting, right? Like, I'm thinking of Vicky. I just pulled up her testimony really quick. She said, I started with my journey with Sierra and Hannah about a month ago. Been a chronic dieter for 20 something years. I was trying to get to my perfect weight. I would diet, fail, diet, gain weight, lose weight, gain weight, the typical yo-yo dieting trap. Does this sound like you if you're watching? Like, oh, I can relate. Plus, I had a general sense of anxiety every time I ate, even if it was the right kind of food. It was driving me crazy. So one of the first things Sierra and Hannah zoned in on was my anxiety around food and body image issues. And right away, I noticed not having to track or obsess around food lowered my anxiety levels and helped me be calmer when eating. So like, anxiety is something that is another thing that is a huge like cost to dieting and food and then thinking about our body, trying to lose weight, our health. It's like a lot of anxiety, and a lot of people don't even realize how much anxiety they actually have around food and body. And when we can start to calm our nervous system and using Hannah and I's methods to help your whole nervous system and your metabolism and your body calm down, how much less anxiety. We've had people get off their anxiety meds because they're like, oh, like, I'm not as anxious. Like, I feel a lot more peace and I feel really calm. So it's totally possible for you, right? Like, these are 3 different clients just in the past couple of months that have been working with us that are getting really big results quickly within the first month. Like, all of these have been, we always do a check-in, like, how's the first month gone for you? That I've gotten huge results. And so, I want you to imagine yourself, like, where would you be 3 to 6 months from now? Even let's just say 3 months, because again, most of these big transformations are within the first month. Where would you be in 3 months if you took action and started working with us in the Empowered Eating Inner Circle? That is our signature program. The Empowered Eating Inner Circle is like the bread and butter of what Hannah and I do. We put enormous amounts of effort and research and training and our knowledge and years of experience into this program. And, taking that action, the reward of that is like, you have a simple strategy for your health, not just physical, but like Hannah was saying earlier, we're so much more than just our physical health. But you'll have an easy strategy to make healthy choices, have peace around food and yourself. You'll be no longer binge eating. You're going to improve your diet. You'll be relaxed around food. You're going to find your stable, healthy weight. You're going to reduce cravings, cope with your emotions better, less anxiety. Your digestion will improve, confidence. This is a life change. This is a life-changing program. And no, this isn't a lifestyle program. I don't like that. Okay. This is a total radical change, not just with your eating. Okay. So, you guys know the doors, in case you didn't, the doors are open right now for enrollment into our Empowered Eating Inner Circle. And the time is now. Now is the time. Again, this is our signature bread and butter program, and enrollment is open now. We have a lot of bonuses. We have payment options. We can support you with any blocks that are coming up, any questions. But the time to enroll and register is now. And so if you're wanting more information, you're even just a little bit interested, you can book a quick call with us and we can see if this program would be a good fit for you. Our first call with people is no sales. We just want to get to know you. And if we think you'll be a good fit, we'll schedule a longer call. So really, there's nothing to lose here. You cannot fail. And, again, like, you have nothing to lose by taking action steps towards finding more peace within yourself and less anxiety, right? So,
I heard it.
sorry, Hannah.
I
Anything you want to add?
I heard a good quote today about failure. It's like it's you don't fail, you just keep practicing. You know, it is a practice. Life is a practice. It's not like you got life together and then you never have to worry again. No, you keep practicing life. We keep practicing feeling our emotions. We keep practicing eating in a way that's going to support us. So, yeah, and whatever, like all that you said was so amazing. And I want to point out, Andrea, thanks for being here. She said, get emotional peace is the key and body will listen. And you are so correct on that because when you have emotional peace, that's when your nervous system is like relaxed. If we are in fight or flight, your body cannot relax. Your metabolism is like at its lowest point because you're always like looking and waiting for something to happen, that lion to come out of the next bedroom beside you where you're going to have to run and flee. So when you have that peace within yourself and the nervous system becoming more relaxed, then it's easier to make better choices for yourself. The choices then become easy because you cannot make a good choice, a healthy choice, if you are stressed or coming from fear. It doesn't work. And so what Sierra and I do in the inner circle is help you begin to release the fears, dismantle those beliefs, like Shelly said, and start relaxing your nervous system so you feel peace, which then you can make decisions from there because that is where change happens. You cannot make change from fear.
Absolutely. It's so true. We cannot make change. And we're here to help guide you through if there are fears coming up. That's what we're good at. We're coaches. We help you coach through what's coming up, coach you through those fears. So don't hold yourself back from getting what you really want out of life. Don't let those fears hold you back. We're here for you. So comment below if this was helpful. If you learned something new, if you're inspired, comment below, tag a friend, share this group with someone, invite a friend. We love having new members. If you're ready to take the next steps and you want to learn more about our signature program, comment below or send Hannah and I a message and we'll schedule a time to chat more. Thanks so much for joining us and we'll see you soon.
Yeah, thanks for joining and let us know what you took from it. We would love to hear from you guys. All right, we'll see you next time.
Bye.